ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। ॐ कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्णः परमात्मने नमः। Last two classes we've been looking at kosha, and this has come in connection to the shloka Shanai Shanai Ruparame Bhaktya-dhruti. So Shanai Shanai Ruparame, slowly and steadily the learning and the jnanam has to happen. So one of the way to completely be on Atma Ikya is to understand Atma through Panchakosha Viveka. And just understanding Panchakosha Viveka is not going to help unless we implement that and use it. So what is the use of Panchakosha Viveka? That we will see later on, because the question started from there. And to use the Panchakosha Viveka, we should know what is Panchakosha Viveka, for which we started with Annamaya, then Pranamaya, and today Manomaya we will start. So Annamaya, Anna Rasayanaiva Bhutva, Anna Rasayanaiva Vriddhi Prapya, Anna Rupam, Yat Prithivyam Viliyate, Sa Annamaya Koshaha, iti Sthula Shariram. अस्तिजायते वर्धते विपरिणमते अपक्षीयते विनश्यति इति षड्विकारवत् एतत् स्थूलशरीरम्. All these are Annamaya Kosha, and in Annamaya Kosha it is of the grossest, because Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha, all the five has an ability to understand this Annamaya Kosha. From there we go to the subtle, which is Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha. And Sthula, after the Sukshma Sharira, is these three together. Karana Sharira is Anandamaya Kosha. So out of this Sukshma Sharira, we have seen the first one, the least of the gross, the grossest one in the subtlest is Pranamaya Kosha, because it connects the Annamaya Kosha, which is the gross, and subtler to it, which is Manomaya Kosha. How does it connect? Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha are defined in a way Manasi Jnanendriya Militva Yo Bhavati Sa Manomaya Kosha. बुद्धिर ज्ञानेन्द्रियम मिलित्वा यो भवति स विज्ञानमय कोशः. Okay, so when we see this, we see these two koshas parallel. Why we see parallelly? Because jnanendriya militva is the same. Then where is the difference? Buddhi and manasi. In one place it is mixing with mind, in the other place it is mixing with the buddhi. Now, what is manas? Is manas Manomaya Kosha? What is manas? Sankalpa Vikalpatmakaha Manaha. Okay. Then what is the difference between manas and Manomaya Kosha?
Only when it gets connected with the Jnanendriyas,
Just to clarify and extend this, suppose I am doing dhyana. I have disconnected my jnanendriya with the external. Okay. Do I have a manomaya kosha at that time? Because as per definition, jnanendriya militva yo bhavati, yeah? So now I have cut that. So that means when I am in my dhyana after, that is when you go by Patanjali's yoga, after pratyahara, I have disconnected my jnanendriya with the external, then I am doing dharana dhyana. Do I have a manomaya kosha?
Yes, sir.
Where is a militva there?
Because in the dream state it gets connected, right?
In dream state it gets connected. Where is the connection?
Ankara is there.
Ankara will be there in all the koshas.
That is how it replaces, and we are able to see, speak, feel, everything we do in the dream state.
So what happens there?
So that kosha is active, but it's active in the dream state also.
The definition says jnanendriya manasi yo militva manomaya kosha. Okay, I have disconnected that, right?
See, that is only discovered with the external, right? But still internally it is still active.
So bahya vishayeshu disconnected, antara vishayeshu still connected, and hence this kosha will be there. Okay, which means I have the ability of this jnanendriya either go out or come in. That is why if that is not possible to come in, pratyahara would not have been told. Antarmukha samaradhya bahirmukha sudurlabha. Antarmukha samaradhya yai namaha bahirmukha sudurlabha yai namaha. Where does that come? Lalitas Sahasranam. Antarmukha samaradhya bahirmukha sudurlabha. When it goes inside, the external gets cut off. So when it goes inside, means internally it is active. So internally, if it is active, it is going to give inputs to the mind. Internally, there won't be an object for it to exercise. But the ability to listen and everything are active, because as you said, in dream state, all my dream jnanendriyas are active. Dream jnanendriya mixes with dream mind and it generates certain experiences and emotion. That emotions remain with us even after the dream. That is why you get up sweating or you get up very happy. Why? Because that jnanendriya manasi militva yo bhavati emotions, so emotions eva manomaya kosha at that time. You able to get that? Okay. So if you are cutting it from external, doesn't mean that internally it is not active. Internally it is very, 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 very active. Much more active than external. Okay. Because it will go only that place where your vasanas are going, it will go there. At least external, because you have no control on the environment. It will force you to be in that environment. Here it will start enjoying and going where you want. Why do you get lost in dhyana into some place where you are not connected? Because that mind has gone through the indriya to that place and started enjoying it there. Rasaswada started enjoying. So you are enjoying that now. And that is why your main objective of what you want to dhyana has got lost there. To be able to get that. So manomaya kosha is very active. When does the manomaya kosha go? When it is not active. Death, of course, yes.
During deep sleep.
During deep sleep. Every time during deep sleep, my manomaya kosha is already gone to sleep. That means manomaya kosha doesn't remain. Then what remains? Manas remains, indriya remains. What happened to manas and indriya in deep sleep? They are also not there. So The ingredients are not there, product is also not there. Because the ingredients have gone to sleep, the product has automatically gone to sleep. The very simple thing. When does it come back? When these indriyas come back and mind comes back, when it starts mixing, that time the product automatically comes. Correct? Now, when we say manomaya kosha, what is the job of this mind first? First is what is the job of mind? Then why is this manomaya kosha different from the mind? Then this manomaya kosha, what we need to do? How is this mind different from the manomaya kosha?
Only when some inputs come from the indriyas, then the manasa will decide whether to do it or not. So till the time it gets connected and gets inputs from the indriyas, the indriya, if it doesn't get detaches itself, then it will not get any input. So it will not know what it will just
Will it sit? Will it sit is the question. When there is no job given to the mind, will it sit? Nahi kaschit kshanamapi jato tishthatya karma krite. From where does karma come? From where does karma come? What motivates karma? What motivates action?
say,
Where does that come? Where does that come? In the mind. So if karma cannot be stopped for a fraction of a second, can the manas be stopped? Because that is the prompter of all the actions. Can that be stopped? So the mind is not stopped. So if you say that I have stilled the mind, there is no visibly active thoughts. But at subconscious level, there will be thoughts. Okay, only when it comes to the conscious level, you are very clear. Sometimes it is not very clear. Like for example, you say, Arey, I remember that person's name, it is not coming in my mouth. Why? Somewhere in the subconscious mind, some link is there. At the conscious mind, it is not connected. So these thoughts will be there. Now, as much as you see the conscious mind, the subconscious mind is far bigger. It is like the iceberg. The tip of the iceberg is the mind. There, if so many thoughts are there, and the subconscious will be multiples and thousands in geometric proportion, it will be there. Okay. Which few of them surface out. Many of them don't surface out also. Okay. Now, mind thoughts. What is the job of the mind first? Let us understand that. Why do we need a mind?
that's why it is connected to all the feelings.
All the
Like animals.
antennas. So, if the antennas are bringing something from outside, it needs to come and to be dumped into a particular place where what does that information mean? That is a processing place. Where does that information mean? To give you some output is what is that place called the mind. So the five antennas keep bringing things because one by itself cannot give all the information. When all the five, whichever are valid, brings it together, it has to be processed. It cannot be discrete five information. Let me get this information. Oh, this is the inference of it. Then let me add this. It doesn't do that way. All come at the same time. It gets processed, and then what does the mind do? So mind is a process place. It's a processing place of the thought. That it is inputs are coming as thought. Then what did it do?
Action.
Actually, much later.
It is alerting to the vasanas.
So the mind has two jobs. First, it has to first infer the right meaning of the inputs. Correct? First job is to infer a right meaning. And it is already programmed. It is already programmed to infer it. Right? Now, what does it do with this inferred information? Why should it do it? Then what should it do next step with this information it has got?
Right or wrong?
Who will do it? Right or wrong, who will do it? Who will do right or wrong? Buddhi. So its job is what now? Available information, it has to do what? Where action has come, right or wrong, we are still in that. After that only action and all. Na? It has to first, mind decide. Who will decide right or wrong? Buddhi. Where is the information? Where is the information? In the buddhi or in the mind?
Mind.
Correct.
Mind.
So what should the mind do now?
Give options.
Huh?
Give options.
Give options.
Yes.
Mind will not give
Connect.
options. Huh?
Connect to buddhi.
Mind has to transfer it to buddhi. If the mind does not give the information to the buddhi, will the buddhi get the information? If the clutch is not pressed, how much ever you move the gear, will it connect to the engine? Will you be able to move the gear? So this connection job is what the mind does first. External process, pass it internal. Basic job it has got. When it does this, what all can it do? When there is an external input coming, it has processed, it has got information. Now it is going to pass on. What all can it do?
It can either pass it on directly or it can color it and
So it can pass it on completely as it is, or it can pass it on incompletely the way it wants to show. This is where the problem starts. Huh? Please understand. So its job is to pass it to the buddhi. When it passes the information as it is to the buddhi, it is just working like a medium, nothing more. When will it do that? When will the mind pass everything to the buddhi exactly the way it is?
If it has no interest. If it has no
Vested interest. If the mind has no vested interest on it, it will just pass it. No vested interest. मेरे लिए कुछ नहीं है इसमें, तो क्या करूं भाई, दे दो इसको पहला. Why should the mind have a vested interest? Next question has to come now. Why will it have a vested interest?
What's a desired outcome?
Because it wants a desired outcome. So desire comes from where now? Where does the desire actually start playing? Which place does the desire play? Mind or buddhi now? It comes to where? Information from out to the mind goes to buddhi. Desire comes from where to which place and it's
asanas,
where internally or externally the desire will come from.
desire comes with the knowledge comes from external.
Desire comes from where?
Desire is internal.
Internal. If you don't have that knowledge itself, For example, a 3-day-old child doesn't have knowledge of share market, will not have any desire for share market. But if the knowledge of share market is there inside, then the desire will also come from inside. So from where does the desire come?
Outside.
Huh? Desire has to come from inside. From where will the desire come? Desire gets projected inside by looking at an object outside. When I go to the Viviana Mall and I see the dress activates the inner present desire which is already therein. That dress, for telling me, tell that the dress, I have a desire for the dress. What do you say? I have a desire for the dress. You never say that the dress prompted a desire within me. That means the desire was there inside. It was only a madhyam to express this desire on. Okay, so the object just instigates the inner desire which is there. Where is this desire now? In the mind or buddhi? In the mind. So why are we doubtful? Desire is in the mind. Correct? So desire comes from inside. It is taking information from the knowledge. Then where is it taking information from to project itself into the mind? The desire is prompted due to what? Which is there inside, deep rooted inside. Likes and dislikes. So my likes and dislikes are deep rooted. These likes and dislikes, they start getting projected out whenever the right situation comes, and it comes in the form of a desire into the mind. And all this happens very fast. Huh? Don't think that first this will come, then like our Sarkari Babu, it will wait for some signature, then it will go. Then no. The moment that fraction of a second you have seen that dress there, the Indriyas have pulled the information of the dress and given to the mind. The mind has formed that here there is a dress which is accessible and available to me. Immediately the desire which was there inside, hey, I wanted to buy a dress. Till that moment it did not come. At that moment it comes out saying, I wanted to buy a dress. Isn't it right? Correct? Where did that desire come from? I like this dress. I dislike this dress. So I want to buy this dress, and I will not buy this dress, or I will not even take it if someone gives me free. It is that vasanas within me of my intrinsic likes and dislikes which are prompting the desire. That desire comes to the mind. Now tell me, where is mind's vested interest? Either to satisfy it or not to satisfy it. Correct? Mind's vested interest is what? Either to satisfy it or not satisfy it. So, first is a pure mind which is not colored. What will it do? I am in a mall. I am standing outside the shop. I see a particular dress which is hanging there. That color of the dress is this. The size looks okay. There is a possibility that it can be purchased. Information just doing. Just information. Buddhi. Buddhi will say, 1 minute, let me check. Last month in Viviana Mall, when you had come, you had said that I will not buy for next 4 months. And so now you tell me, what do you want? It will put to the mind. Mind says, I never told I want to buy, I only gave an information. Buddhi says, okay, thank you. Buddhi says, okay, ask the legs to move ahead. Manas will tell Karmendriyas, legs please move ahead, and you will continue to move without having any kheda in the mind. Is it clear? Very, very clear. Makes logic. Suppose the mind says, there is a dress here which is of a perfect color which I was looking. Now here masala started. Color. That color I was looking, and past 4 months I didn't get it. First masala. Then now Dasara is coming. I anyway have to buy now another masala with all this information colored, because it is already putting. वो बच्चे लोग रहते हैं ना, मम्मी डैडी आने का पहले थोड़ा डाल के रख देते, and then when the right time comes they will hit it. The mind is exactly धूर्त चालाक like this. It will do that and give this information to buddhi. Buddhi, हाँ correct, every Dasara you buy na. Anyway you have come here na. Anyway it is within the range na. Let us buy and go na. Okay mind, thank you very much. Gone inside. Do you understand what happened to the buddhi now? Buddhi started working on the information which was given by the mind, assuming that all that is correct. If buddhi was to look at memory, check and do all that, or a question, suppose the question comes, should I buy or not? This is about 1,000 rupees more than my budget. Should I buy or not? I know if I go home, everyone at home will shout, लेकिन still ये ऐसा वापस नहीं मिलेगा. What will the buddhi do? अभी ले लो, बाद में देखिए. बाद में कुछ ना कुछ जुगाड़ करेगी घर पे. Who will do the जुगाड़? Mind or buddhi? Who does the जुगाड़? Mind. The whole जुगाड़ business is by the mind, where the buddhi just sits. मैं हूँ तेरे साथ. Partners in crime. They are called partners in crime. I am with you. Does it make sense? Are we able to get this logic? Correct? This Jnanendriya Militva mind, that is why Manas is only a bundle of thoughts, nothing more. Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam marga arjava. This bundle of thoughts, when connected with likes and dislikes and distorts the information and gives it to the buddhi, buddhi gets only that much. Right? Buddhi starts working on it and gives back decision. Buddhi gives the decision. Again the mind now will refer to this decision based on likes and dislikes. अच्छा लगा तो एक्सेप्ट, अच्छा नहीं लगा तो पार्शियली एक्सेप्ट और फुल्ली रिजेक्ट. समझ में आ रहा है? अच्छा गेम खेलता है ये. If we break up what is buddhi and mind, then we come to know that who is this villain who is playing the game. That distorted information is now given to the karmendriyas. Go and do it. Karmendriya does it. After few days, this decision boomerangs. That time, the mind says, फंस गया मैं. Buddhi says, I will wink and tell you that day itself I told you this. You didn't listen to me. अभी book तो. Here again partner to crime, I will also say, I can't do anything. समझ में आ रहा है? This is how both of these have got two quotients which are working. Is it clear? When will the buddhi not add any masala and just keep it? Either when it is clean, as crystal clear as a piece of glass where it just goes and not even distorts. See, even in a prism when light goes, it gets distorted. Our mind is like that, it will get distorted. If we make it that whatever goes comes out, that is through sadhanas you can culture the mind. Okay, this then goes to buddhi. The buddhi works, gives back to the mind. Mind again like a crystal clear mind, it passes through and karmendriya. That means at no point of time there is an ahankara sitting with the manas, for the manas, saying that manas I want. Ahankara has to only work buddhi, mind, indriyas, everything. But I am saying Manas as an ahankara will not work because it is subdued now. It is just working like a medium to pass. But the moment it starts bending, twisting, doing something to the information, then distorted information goes to buddhi. Based on that, actions come out or resultant decisions come out. Manas again will start distorting it based on their their vasanas. Clear? Is it clear? Manas by itself is pure. Manomaya kosha is the one manas with the vasanas. Are you able to get Sankalpatma, Vikalpatma, Manaha? When you say that mind is very clear inside that I am not sure, I am sure, I am not sure, it is purely reflecting what is it. But the moment I add my likes and dislikes, it becomes a big one that I better not tell this to the buddhi. I better not tell this to the buddhi. It is like how giving an example, and we have to connect it properly, don't mistake the example wrongly. When the game of dice was happening at Yudhishthira's palace there, or Duryodhana's palace, Yudhishthira was playing, he was losing. He lost everything. After the war, everything was restored. Then Uddhava asked, "Hey Krishna, you were there. You were there. You are the best friend of the Pandavas. You are Hitaishi. You are the well-wisher of the Pandavas. You want the Dharma to be there. Everything is perfectly right. Why did you not go and tell Yudhishthira to stop it there? You could have done this. No one, not even, and you are so intelligent that not even Duryodhana or Shakuni would have come in the way because you would have put it in such a way that even they will accept. Why did you allow to go here? What happened to your friendship? What happened to your relationship? What happened to your well-wishingness and what happened to your dharma that you stood there without even getting into it?" And the only answer for Krishna was, "I was always there. Yudhishthira never called me. Buddhi is always there. Manas will never call. Why? Manas feels that I will keep it away from the buddhi. How will buddhi understand? But buddhi is Supreme Court, is seeing everything silently. How can the buddhi not see what is happening in the manas? Yes or no? Correct? My buddhi, my manas, not my buddhi and your manas. So my buddhi will always be able to see my manas, but will become partner in crime or joy in it only when the manas agrees for it. Says, "I was always there." Then why did you go for the war? Arjuna told me to come. Why did I tell Bhagavad Gita? Because he asked me the question. Yudhishthira was praying in his mind, "Let anyone come here except Krishna. I can't face it." Consciousness. I can't face my consciousness, that guilt I don't want. Where is this guilt coming? See, when a guilt comes, where is the guilt coming? At the mind or at the buddhi? Prompted by the buddhi, working at the mind. I'm telling you don't, I'm telling you don't, I'm telling you don't. No, I will not. I will not listen to you. I will not listen to you. This is the last time. Are you able to get this? So the buddhi is there inside. The buddhi can see everything, but has its own rules that will not come so far as the mind agrees it to come. So the mind works very clearly, feels the environment, gives to the buddhi, then buddhi can work. If the mind is after the 10th peg, what information it will give to the buddhi? Today is Gatari Amavasya. That is all it will give. And inside the gutter also the buddhi, manas will not know. What will the buddhi do for it? Buddhi cannot do anything. Manas has to feel the environment. Now I am walking like this, I am in the gutter and it is all, mind even does not even perceive it. Do you understand? That is why when a drunkard gets hurt, it's later on only the person understands that he has got hurt. Pain, everything will be there. Why he doesn't know? He doesn't know because buddhi is not even aware of it, because the mind did not transfer it, because the senses could not process it in the mind. The mind goes after the 10th peg. Are you able to get this? Is it clear? Yeah? Hopefully, is it clear to you all? At least one person. Be like a mind now, don't be like buddhi, sitting and seeing everything unless asked for, I will not get into. I have already invited all of you all to be participative in this class. Okay, so this is how, now this buddhi also, see what happens. So far as every time the same input is given by the mind, the buddhi gets this information, puts it on the memory, stores it and then works on it. When will the buddhi start thinking? Buddhi's job is to think. In all our transactions, the indriyas are bringing information from outside. The mind is making that picture, sharing with buddhi and telling, asking now what to do. This is what I suggest we have to do. Typically how it happens in companies. You make the report and you suggest what you propose and then it goes to the higher up. Then they will look at it. Oh, this person has only this information. I have this information also. Either I partly yes, partly no, all that, and then it comes back, okay, do this. Exactly that's how it is going to happen inside now. When it goes to the buddhi, buddhi is going to refer to what? All the experience and memory and the knowledge, what it has. After referring it, if it is a very straightforward answer, it will say, okay, tick, go. Continue, tick, go. If it is this way, then if it is not that straightforward, the buddhi will say, what if these questions will be asked by the buddhi? That is where now evaluations are going to come. Aisa kiya to kya hoga? What are the pros and cons of it? Aisa kiya to kya hoga? Now this is an internal discussion between the buddhi and the mind happening. It will discuss. That's what we say, we are thinking about the problem, right? If we do this, let me think aloud, means what? My buddhi and mind sambhashanam, I am just verbatim trying to tell you. If this happens, this. If this does not happen, this. Which is, then, if the mind doesn't have a lot of these likes, intents and dislikes, it will go by the buddhi based on rational. If the mind has a lot of likes and dislikes, which has an emotional mind, it will not allow the buddhi to take a rational decision.
So if that's a problem and if the buddhi wants to take analyze it, okay. So why did we involve manas? Okay, manas is just an instrument to get inputs from outside, right? Now it has to take a decision, it has to, assuming that it is information currently available. Okay, the buddhi should work on it internally itself with available information, right? Then it should bring chitta and buddhi, right?
Now, what did the buddhi do here? Okay, let's cut this mind. For a moment, let us cut this mind. Information has gone to buddhi. What did the buddhi do? You're right. It went to the chitta, took the information, it applied logic. Earlier in such situation like this would have happened, so I applied all the logic. Then what did it do?
It is satisfied, then it will give the result back to this thing.
Okay.
Till the time the result is finalized, that whatever discussion it has, it will be between buddhi and chitta only. Even if it is difficult, it will be.
Buddhi doesn't Okay, what is the definition of buddhi?
Nishchayatmika.
Where is the question of then satisfaction, dissatisfaction and discussion within the buddhi? It is a nishchayatmika, correct? If that nishchayatmika goes to sankalpatmika later on, that is buddhi is saying that okay with the situation, A, B, C, D, E, F options are there. All nishchayatmika options are. That is what the buddhi has done now. Who will do sankalpatma, vikalpatma of this? If buddhi is going to do it, then buddhi becomes sankalpatma, vikalpatma, not nishchayatmika. For buddhi, it is just given immediately output over. After that, the whole discussion is again going to happen in the mind. The mind is going to, out of this, who is going to weigh the, which is good for me, which is, buddhi will continue to do the same. Out of these options, this is Shreyas, this is Preyasa. Manas will say, I want to go to Shreyas or I want to go to Preyas. Because don't forget that Manas is now going to take out of that something and tell out.
When you go to Vasana, makes this.
Again, that's, so there is a cycle going on there between the buddhi and Manas. That is why it takes time to fix up that buddhi that you join me partners in crime. For example, when it is very crystal clear, black and white, this problem will not come. When it's a grey area, the problem will come. I'll tell you an example. You're in a situation that you're on the road and there's a somewhere some people are mob or something has come. The mind says there is a mob now, all this, the Indriyas have said that situation is risky for you. Correct? Immediately it will go to the buddhi. What is the buddhi saying? Run away from there. Run away from there, correct? There is no question for the mind because this is black and white area. If the mind says, no, let me be for 2 more minutes, better run away, you don't know when it is going to become big that it will be out of your hand. The mind has no specific likes or dislikes in it. It may take maybe 1 or 2 seconds to judge it faster, कि क्या हो रहा है, but chances are you will just run away. Suppose you see an accident there and it is very close by to you. At that moment, you are actually going fast for the office or some work where you can't go late. The mind says, the situation is this and I have to reach the office. Buddhi says, no, at least take the person to the closest place where something can happen, then you go. Mind says, no, this opportunity of the office, if I go, I will not. So, this is where in a fraction, this doesn't happen in a fraction of a second. You will wait there for about 2-3 minutes and genuinely wanting that some other person will come and say, I will do it. And I have justified my mind to the buddhi saying that don't worry, someone else is taken care and I run away. समझ में आ रहा है? Where is this discussion happening? Between buddhi and mind. Buddhi says, क्यों कर रहे हो ऐसा? That opportunity you will get later on. Where are your principles? Mind says, no, if I miss this, I don't know when I will get it. Who is this Sambhashana is happening between whom now? Because buddhi by itself cannot do Sambhashana, mind by itself cannot do it. They both only have to do Sukh Dukkha Sati. Either they decide not to agree and the mind says, get lost, I will go my way. Or you both agree and go, or partially tana khichi, husband, wife, then finally they decide, let's go by one way. That is how it happens. Mind and buddhi are exactly like that. Mind is the emotional part, which is the wife part. Buddhi is the husband part, rational part. Normally these two have to be together. If these two go together, then only it works. If these two don't go together, and then there will be a lot of stress. Is it clear? So that is why when you see it, both are parallel. It is easier to understand Manomaya kosha and Vijnanamaya kosha together. Why? Jnanendriya militva, either buddhi or manas, then the koshas are ready. Both behave the same way. But from a superiority perspective, Vijnanamaya kosha is superior and subtler than the. Why? It has an ability once, in Manomaya kosha, what is the seat sitting? It is the seat of what? Perfect. Manomaya is the seat of emotion. Vijnanamaya seat is of what? Intellect is there, the buddhi is there. Vijnanamaya kosha is the seat of what? What sits there and directs everything. Your emotions direct everything. Similarly, there is something sits and directs it. With what is a seat in Vijnanamaya kosha? Buddhi is one of the critical limb to where it works. There is a Vijnanamaya kosha. Something is sitting on the Vijnanamaya kosha based on which everything starts working, which is far stronger than the Manomaya kosha.
Reasoning.
Huh? Reasoning is a part of buddhi. That is the job of buddhi. But what sits in Vijnanamaya kosha? As we said, emotions is an outcome of my Manomaya kosha along with vasanas. Liking, disliking emotions, all the various emotions are coming out of that. So emotion is sitting on the Manomaya kosha. Same way in Vijnanamaya kosha, there is something else sitting.
Knowledge.
No.
Memory.
No. That is all sitting in the memory, not in Vijnanamaya kosha. Intellect is an integral part which is doing this job. It is an instrument.
Sir, consider Vijnana as science and they say.
No. Don't. That direction itself is wrong. Vijnana is not science here. Here, Visheshena Jnana it is, not Vijnana, because science has been called Vijnana. Vijnana is different. What is the seat in Vijnanamaya kosha? Very, very important, because from there once it starts, Manomaya has no place. Huh? Wisdom and all is a very, very, very soft area of all this. Wisdom is between the different options, the ability to discriminate. Buddhi able to discriminate which of the option is better along with the mind is called wisdom. Nothing more than that. But what is that which is sitting in Vijnanamaya kosha and is absolutely so strong that once it starts working from there, there is no place for Manomaya. Will, that is it. Your Purushartha is sitting in Vijnanamaya. Will. My will is sitting there. Once everything starts from will, you will not give a place for anything else. Purushartha, will. Are we able to get that? So once we say that I am a slave of my emotions, that means I don't value my will. Once you say I value my will, then you know how to handle your emotions. Both are sitting in its place and both are driving it. Huh?
In Vijnanamaya kosha, we are seeing buddhi along with Jnanendriya. So, but buddhi always gets input from manas. Okay. Then why buddhi is not mentioned in the Vijnanamaya kosha? Why you are punching Jnanendriya and buddhi without manas? Buddhi always get the inputs from manas.
Correct. That is why I said, okay, for people who could not have heard this, I will again repeat the question which he is asking, and it is very, very pertinent because my next point is to go there only. Whenever we say that the buddhi gets the input from manas, but Vijnanamaya kosha mentions that buddhi jnanendriya militva yo bhavati sa Vijnanamaya kosha. why this manas is not mentioned in it, correct, in Vijnanamaya Kosha. And once you know that everything is going to go through manas, then it is actually wrong to imagine buddhi jnanendriya militva, because jnanendriya cannot reach the buddhi, it has to go through manas only. Correct? Why are we underplaying this manas when it comes to Vijnanamaya Kosha? Correct? I mentioned that manas has two jobs. One is transmitting the information after processing it completely 100% to the buddhi, as though it is not there, and it is like just a conduit or a pipe or a very clear medium where it does not distort any information, because it is not tarnished by its own likes and dislikes. The second one is where this Manomaya Kosha is tarnished, and that is a grey area where things do not move exactly to Vijnana. When the topic of Vijnanamaya Kosha comes, here the focus is on buddhi and the quality of the buddhi, what it is doing, because it is making a very clear assumption that manas is only going to work like a medium to pass the jnanendriyas directly to buddhi. If it does that, it is as though the mind is not present. Right? If the pure mind is there, then only the Vijnanamaya Kosha has meaning. If the colored mind is there, the Vijnanamaya Kosha is anyway distorted. So where do you have to work? Manomaya Kosha. Only when Manomaya Kosha is pure and clean, then you can go to Vijnanamaya Kosha. When Manomaya Kosha is pure and clean, it is as though like it is not present. Directly the inputs are coming from out directly to Vijnana, and when it comes there, directly there is no place for emotion, there is no place for likes, dislikes, then it is only information and knowledge what is coming in. Clear? This leads us to a very, 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 very important aspect. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti works on Manomaya Kosha, and to make it proper so that it becomes crystal clear that it is not going to color any of the inputs coming from the Guru Shastra through the Shravana or the Nayana to the Buddhi. Because if that comes in between, the Buddhi gets information colored. That colored information is not information. Are you able to get that? That is why, where is the Sadhana Chatushtaya working? Manomaya Kosha. Once the Manomaya Kosha, that is why they will say, focus your mind, expand your mind. We don't say focus your buddhi, expand your buddhi. Correct? So once we work with the manas, get it clean, see that it is doing a perfect job to a great extent, even 90%, the 10% will not have that impact. Let's assume that, because every time you won't get 100% things proper. At least that much of ability is there, where now this mind is prepared to transmit most of the information the way it is to the buddhi. Then only Shravanam starts at Vijnanamaya Kosha. Shravanam does not happen at Manomaya Kosha. Where is that Atmajnanam going? Vijnanamaya Kosha. How it is going? Guru Vedanta Vakyadishu Vishwasa Shraddha. From there it is going straight inside. Through the Manomaya Kosha. Why? The will is working there. I want to learn. And from where is that will coming? Moksho me bhuyat iti tivra ichcha mumukshutvam. Okay, so when you see that sadhana chatushtaya, the first one, Atma Anatma Vivekaha, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay, Vairagyaha, Manomaya Kosha. Samadhi Shakka Sampatti, Manomaya Kosha. Mumukshutvam Vijnanamaya Kosha. When these two are now ready, Shravana. Does it make sense now? Very logical now. When you look at it from kosha, why sadhana chatushtaya sampatti? If you don't do it, that jnanam will be useless to you because the right jnanam has not even gone in. We have mistaken it to be something else and we are simply sitting and enjoying that I have some jnana. That is also the problem of whose? Vijnana or Manomaya? Manomaya's problem, because it is now enjoying that wrong knowledge as right knowledge and sitting there and samajh mein aa raha hai? And Buddhi keeps telling, keep your mouth shut. No, I am learning and I am also teaching Vedanta. Who tells that? Manomaya, not Vijnana. Is it clear? Correct? So when the will starts working, this don't have place. Black and white, fully black you understand, fully white is this where completely it is a will based. No place for my likes and dislikes, no place for my emotion. Is this clear? Perfectly right. So now these two systems, if they are aligned, that is how now you have learned Vijnanamaya together with Manomaya. Correct? And Vijnanamaya, those areas where the mind has nothing to play a role of likes and dislikes, especially when it comes to knowledge. That is why all your principles of Satya, Ahimsa, Asteya, Aparigraha, where will it work from? If it is working, from where it is working? Which kosha? If it is working, from where it is working? Vijnanamaya. If it is not working, then who is stopping it? Manomaya. Samajh mein aa raha hai? If it is working, you have moved it to the will. See, out of this, all will not work the same way. Which is working strongly, go and check from where it is working. It is working from the will. Because that time, at any situation of the mind, you are not bothered about it. You are going to stick to this only. Because it is independent of all situations. It is independent of time. You will practice it. So it is coming out of the will. Okay. And if you are not able to work it, what is stopping this working is Manomaya kosha. Are we able to get this? Okay. And hence, working on Manomaya kosha is the biggest thing to go ahead. And the whole of Bhagavad Gita is for working on Arjuna's Manomaya kosha and not Vijnanamaya kosha. Although knowledge is given, Krishna gave the knowledge. How much did Arjuna understand it? Krishna gave the knowledge. How much did Arjuna understand? Did he understand or not?
Finally he understood.
Huh?
Finally he understood.
I will not say that. Finally he said, Chhod do, let me tell him that I understood it. 18th chapter, how does it start? Take 18th chapter, open it and first two shlokas, read it, that will tell. At the 18th chapter also this fellow is asking this. After 17 chapters, 15 chapter, the complete jnanam is given. 16, 17th is sadhana. And in the 18th chapter, if this Brihaspati is asking such a question, he had to finally say, okay Baba, you stop it, otherwise another 18 more chapters will come now. तुम तो थकने वाला नहीं है, मैं थक गया अभी.
अर्जुन उवाच संन्यासस्य महाबाहो इच्छामि वेदितुम् त्यागस्य च
ऋषिकेश. संन्यासम इच्छामि वेदितुम्. I have to do sannyasa. Tyagasya cha ऋषिकेश. This Vajra Shubha Brihaspati is talking this in the 18th chapter. Think about it. Does it make sense? That means he is driven even now by his Manomaya kosha. He only ends it up and says that somehow, okay, chalo, whatever you say, I will go ahead. He knows what Krishna is telling now. Earlier he didn't know. Now he knows what Krishna is telling because consistently Krishna is telling the same. Whatever question he has, Krishna brings him back to that. He says, okay, I go by what you are saying. And Krishna also, what did he say? Yate ikshati tatha kuru. What you think better, you do it. So Krishna left it to his Manomaya and Vijnanamaya Kosha, Arjuna's. He did not push it. If you see Bhagavad Gita, per se from Arjuna's perspective, he has not understood. Because it comes in Mahabharata later on also, after the whole war, it seems Arjuna is saying, now I am free and I am relaxed mind. Can you just teach me the whole thing again? What does it tell? Can you teach me the whole thing? What does it mean? Why Bhagavan had to say Divyan dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogam aishwaram? Because your chakshus is filled with cataract. How will you see my yogam aishwaram? That manomaya kosha is filled with all your likes and dislikes. You will never be able to see. Temporarily, I am removing your mind as though it is not there, so that you are exactly able to see what it is. That is Divyam Dadami Te Chakshu. I am giving you that you see exactly what it is. In that also his mind comes and says, Pashyami Devan, I can't. Gita Bhita Pranamya. Why? Again his mind came back. Because that much only he had to focus. Focus was not there. Sadhana Chatushta is not there. He cannot forget that Sadhana Chatushta Sampati is not there with Arjuna. We are able to get that from. So, this is where when we do an analysis, we understand that how important the Sadhana Chatushta is for the Jnana. Okay, and hence many of the sannyasis actually they work more on Sadhana Chatushtaya. Little Shravanam will be there, but a lot of sadhanas are on Sadhana Chatushtaya only. Because without that, this knowledge is not going to, you will not even accept it the right way. Because you will color it. And that coloring is going to destroy. Anyway, everything is colored for us. If I am ignorant, I have at least not colored this knowledge. The rest, Brahma, I will put it this way. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. When I am an Ajnani, Brahma Mithya Jagat Satyam. When I portray myself with some Jnanam, Brahma Satyamiti Mithya Jnanam, Jagan Mithya iti Satya Jnanam, Mithya Jnanam. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say here? समझा तो बोलो, नहीं समझा तो वापस बताओ. I will tell again. I am technically telling how it actually I see it. When I am an Ajnani, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Brahman is the truth, Jagat is a delusion. How do I see? Brahma Mithya, Jagat Satyam. That is what we are all. When I am a Jnani, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. When I am an Ajnani, Brahma Mithya Jagat Satyam. When I am a Jnani, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. When I am in between, because I cannot suddenly become from a Ajnani to Jnani, I will pass through that to a great extent. Brahma Satyam iti Mithya Jnanam. Jagat Satyam, Jagat Mithya iti Mithya Jnanam. दोनों मिथ्या ही है, क्योंकि I am not ready, I am not able to actually really know what is the Satyam and Mithya. Both, to tell everyone I will say Brahma Satyam and it is a Mithya Jnanam for me. Jagat is Mithya. If I call it Satya Jnanam, it is a problem. So that also is a Mithya Jnanam. समझ में आ रहा है? I am stuck in the between. That is that grey area. Then slowly, if you have that determination and will, you will move that. Does it make sense? So we are all either in the first one or in the second one. That also has a variation. The big variation, the second one has got a very big variation with more jnanam and with more sadhana and with more mananam. You will go to more towards the right side. Because doubts get clarified. When doubts get clarified, the knowledge gets firmed up. When knowledge gets firmed up, Brahma Satyam iti Satyajnanam, Jagan Mithya iti Satyajnanam, not Mithya there. Many of us, for saying, we will say Brahma Satyam iti Satyajnanam. Jagan Mithya iti Mithya Jnanam is most of the time with all of us. We may call Jagan Mithya, but we don't accept it as a Mithya. Jagat is Satyam for us. So Brahman is also Satyam, Jagat is also Satyam, which is Dvaita. Both are present, coexisting. Are we able to understand this? If you have to go to Advaita, you have to make something as Mithya and something has to become Satyam. Is it clear? So when you come to Manomaya Kosha and Vijnanamaya Kosha, Manomaya is driven by emotions, Vijnanamaya is driven by will, knowledge. Okay. Now, when we look at Manomaya Kosha, is it subtler than Pranamaya? Why do you call it subtler than Pranamaya?
So this working with Jnanendriyas stuff.
Jnanendriya Karmendriya both are the outside. Why that needs to call it subtler? Why is it subtler than Pranamaya? Why is it subtler than Annamaya?
Because it's closer to the cross body, Pranamaya. And
The moment we say closer now, this is where I tell you now, unknowingly we have created that one box, then another box, then third box, then fourth box. So it is closer, it is farther. Subtler means what? Day one I said, whenever we talk of Panchakosha, it is the Ahankara manifesting through this kosha. Correct? So here there is nothing called farthest, and then what makes, why is this word called subtle? Okay, if we, let's do one thing again to put things back into place. We have Annamaya Kosha, which is gross. We have Anandamaya Kosha, which is the Karana Sharira. In Sukshma Shariram, you have Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya. Compared to Pranamaya, Manomaya is subtler. Compared to Manomaya, Vijnanamaya is subtler. What is the actual meaning of this word subtler? Is it difficult to touch? Go there. That is what it means. Far away when you say, उधर जाने को अभी बहुत दिल्ली अब दूर है, इतना जल्दी नहीं जा सकते. Is it really that? Do you take more time to go to Vijnana and less time to go to Manas? Is it that way? So it is not time dependent here. Time dependent works on gross. In Sukshma, it is not time dependent. Then what is it? What defines? Because see, understand, we use the same word. The same word has different meaning in different contexts. When you are referring to Sthula Sharira, distance, hardness, softness, fluidity, all this works in terms of talking about gross, distance, how far. But when it comes to subtle body, everything is in subtle now. Will it be time? Will it be distance? What defines the subtlety?
What evolved? What evolved?
What do you mean by evolved?
Something like progress.
Huh?
It's progress.
What?
Evolution, like evolution is progress, you know, like that progress.
Can you explain it a better? Because mind and
How does the human being come to evolve from a single organization?
and all that is gross body. All that is gross body, Sthula Sharira. When we come to Sukshma, that is gross body. That is why I am saying evolved and all these words come only in Sthula Sharira. For example, today when we are sitting, Can you say your mind is more evolved or the buddhi is more evolved or what is more evolved than the other? Or prana is more evolved or more progress? Can you tell for yourself? That is not the way we can define our own prana, our own manas and our own buddhi, right? It's not progress or evolution. Something else is there when you call it subtler.
Difficult to perceive through senses.
None of them are perceivable by senses if you call it subtle. Subtle word has you cannot perceive your pranamaya kosha with your own senses. You cannot perceive your manomaya kosha with your senses. You cannot perceive your vijnanamaya or buddhi and those things with your senses, which is very clear. But you know all the three are there. You have understood it, you could differentiate it. Whatever I said, you are able to experience it, logically understand it. But all of them are subtle. So no indriyas are used here.
So the actual meaning of subtle is clear.
Then we would have used the word clear. Subtler, when you say clearer, is not the answer here. Which is more subtler? Huh? No. Yeah, why do you call it? Okay. Let's put it that way. Vijnanamaya is more subtler. Why do you call it more subtler than Manomaya? Why? What makes you call it more subtler? Don't say the word subtle again. Something else should mean for the subtle, right? If I say my Manomaya is subtler than Pranamaya, give me other words in English what you actually mean by that.
The next step. The next step.
No, it doesn't define. It doesn't define it, I'm saying.
It's the next step. Go by step by step. And it's the next step to go.
The step and all only when we are explaining you are able to see it. For a common man, they will never even know these steps. So this is not an answer, but they know that their buddhi is much more subtler than the manas.
Actually, it is based on pervasiveness.
Huh? Come again. Tell loudly and clearly to everyone.
Subtler is actually in terms of which pervades what.
Pervasiveness. Correct. Vyaptitvam. Vyapti. Its ability to reach is much more than the earlier one. For example, my pranamaya kosha has an ability only up to my body. My manomaya kosha can go beyond my body also outside. If I say now sit 1 minute and think that you had, when 2 years back when you had gone to USA, how it was, instantly you will go there. Your mind has already gone there. Hence, it is more pervasive than the pranamaya. Buddhi is much more pervasive than the mind. Knowledge is much more pervasive than your own mind where it can go. Think about it.
But you can't perceive that.
You can't perceive it, I know, but it is more pervasive. That is why we say you have the knowledge, you have the strength, you have everything in your hand. Why? It is much more pervasive. It can work. Its effect is that strong. Okay. Atom is subtle. Why it is subtle? These atoms together only make this gross. Compared to this, each atom in this is subtler, we say. Why? Because it is more pervasive. If you take an atom, how much vyapti an atom bomb can have compared to any other gross bomb? Take your biggest sutali bomb or whatever you want. How big the atom bomb can be then? Made up of atom. So the atom has got much more pervasiveness. Sukshmat sukshmataram. Pervasiveness is very high. And hence, compared to Pranamaya Kosha, the Manomaya Kosha's pervasiveness is far higher. Compared to Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha's pervasiveness is far higher. Compared to that, Anandamaya Kosha's pervasiveness is far, far higher than that. That you can't even imagine. Okay. This pervasiveness is what makes it subtle. जो सूक्ष्म है वो उतना ही व्यापित्व है, उतना ही शक्तिशाली है. A person with strong emotion versus a person with strong knowledge, who has more impact? Think. We all will believe emotions, but if someone is sitting at a knowledge level and with the truth on that knowledge level, whoever says anything, finally the people will have to accept that is what it is. If you are not accepting, it is not his problem. It is your Manomaya Kosha which is so tarnished that even can't understand what he is talking. The problem is there. Okay, but it is far more pervasive. Okay, that is why emotions, first is gross body, physical attraction, emotional attraction. Next in that, in Manomaya, what happens, tell me? If this is emotional, Manomaya sits with what? See, physical body, Pancha Jnanendriyas define it. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. With that, likes, dislikes, attraction, everything is सीमित उसका अंदर ही है. When you go to mind, it is emotion. Emotions are far more subtler than the physical stuff. Their emotions are more pervasive. It can attract, it can go farther than just this physical body. Like that, in Vijnanamaya Kosha, what is there which is far more stronger than emotions also? It is more pervasive. Like we said that emotions are sitting here, will is sitting here. What is sitting there which is more pervasive? The will is an instrument to make it happen. But what is that which is making you do it? Which is there, and that is the one which is visible to everyone. Behavior is coming from emotions, right? Beyond emotions, when you go, what is that person sitting on which is making that person to pervade further?
Vasanas?
No. Vasanas are all manas. What goes beyond vasanas?
The Viveka?
If the person has viveka, how is it shown out? Commitment to what? What is that called? You are giving practical answers, but give that word on which that person is actually sitting and operating. Huh? No, personality. Don't use it. It's not English words at all. See, when you're working on a Manomaya Kosha, suppose I am very lovable to everyone. I have a particular way to pervade and itna log mera sunenge. Lekin someone who is operating from Vijnanamaya Kosha, he uses some other thing which is more pervasive than my love also. That thought is going through what? What is making his thought so strong, which is acceptable by everyone? Discipline comes from where? Dharma doesn't have any emotions. Completely running through Vijnanamaya Kosha. And if he is working through Dharma, his pervasion is far more. Okay. So Manomaya Kosha, emotions. You can pervade to a certain level. Vijnanamaya kosha dharma, you can pervade far than that. Where does Anandamaya kosha pervade? What is above dharma? अथातो धर्म जिज्ञासा अथातो ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा. Spirituality will pervade far more than dharma also. Are you able to understand? Anandamaya kosha, he has to pervade from that level, it has to pervade, then it works. There is nothing called feel good factor here. This word, when we use Ananda, you are slowly from Vijnanamaya, we are moving to Ananda. In Vijnanamaya, it is just pure knowledge, pure reasoning, pure logic. All your mananam happens at Vijnanamaya kosha. Shravanam is in Vijnanamaya kosha. But mananam 100% only Vijnanamaya kosha. There is no place for Manomaya kosha to come and say, I like this logic, I like this Upanishad, so this is correct. If you say, I like Taittiriya Upanishad, that is why Panchakosha Viveka is correct. To that extent, I don't like Brihadaranyaka. Why? It doesn't talk of Panchakosha. Then it is stupidity. It is not knowledge. It is your likes which you are talking. So knowledge, when it comes, it doesn't have this likes, dislikes, all that. It is far above that. That is dharma. More than that is that absolute knowledge which is Atma Jnana is working through Brahman. Athato Brahma Jijnasa, it will work through that. And Anandamaya kosha sits there. That is also kosha. Beyond that is Ananda Atma Brahma Mucham Pratishta. If Anandamaya kosha is Brahman, then it will not be called Anandamaya kosha. Kosha means which comes and goes. Okay. When we enter into Anandamaya kosha now, what is it actually referring to now? Because if you start telling me this word Ananda, when we used in common parlance, it is highly connected to the highest form of attached Manomaya kosha. Think about it. In common parlance, when we are referring to the word Ananda, मुझे बहुत आनंद हो गया, आप आए कितना आनंद हो गया, that Ananda is referring to Manomaya kosha with a lot of attachment, okay, and nothing to do with Anandamaya kosha. मुझे अच्छा लगा, मुझे आनंद हुआ, is only just making it positive to superlative within the Manomaya kosha. So we are not referring to this Ananda here. What is the word meaning of Ananda?
Bliss.
What is the meaning of bliss? Because I don't know what is the meaning of bliss.
Bliss is the highest form of happiness.
Highest form of?
Happiness.
Highest form of happiness. And happiness works at which kosha?
Happiness is the, you achieve the goal.
Which kosha does it work?
Happiness is an emotion.
So Manomaya kosha.
Occur.
Yeah, so Manomaya kosha, right? So highest in Manomaya kosha is what you are saying is bliss. That means you have not even moved from Manomaya to Vijnanamaya. And hence I am saying this word Ananda, when we use, that word bliss when we use, it is actually a improper word for Anandamaya kosha. Are you able to get this? Then what is the word if you ask? I will say there are actually no words to explain it. It is beyond words to explain it. Why? The word Ananda refers to what? How did this word Ananda come? Asamantat nandati nandati nandatyeva iti ananda. What is nanda? Nanda. What happened? What is Nanda? Huh? Huh? Krishna? No. Krishna's father is Nanda. What is the meaning of that father's name? What is the meaning of Nanda? Nanda. Happiness. Asamantat nandati nandatyeva. At all times, without any reason, always being happy is Ananda. At all situation, at all times, at everyone's present, at any time, always being happy without any reason is called Ananda. Now, can you connect it to Manomaya Kosha? If such a meaning is given, why? Manomaya Kosha is running because of likes and dislikes. I am saying even if I dislike it, I am happy. Sir, how is this possible? It is possible. It is possible. Because only for that person who is a Jnana Nishta, he is always Nandati at all times. That is why he gets a title Ananda, Sukhabodhananda, Pramodhananda. There is a title given that you are always Ananda. It is another point that they will say, I am Sukhabodhananda, crying, they will tell that. That is a separate thing. But Ananda means what? At all times, without any reason, I have no reason because I am Ananda by nature. You can call me Ananda and not, if the moment you say Ananda, I will first raise my hand and I will come there. Please understand, that is what it is meaning. Correct? So which means that person is beyond the Manomaya Kosha also. There is nothing called my likes and dislikes which are present. And why am I Ananda? Because Ananda is my nature. Why is the sugar sweet? That is my nature. In whatever you put, it will bring sweetness to that. Wherever I am there, whatever it is there, I am always happy and मैं आनंद बांटते रहूँगा. This is very theoretical and vague. What has that got to do with my Ananda Maya Kosha? Exactly. Ananda Maya Kosha is different from this Ananda. So don't mistake it to be either Manomaya related happiness, which is a very, very, very short lived and a very restricted small framework में एक आनंद है. आज ये खीर पिया तो बहुत आनंद हुआ, 2 घंटे के बाद मेरा आनंद भी चला गया खीर के साथ. Then what do you feel? What do you have to tell? It is not आनंद. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा खीर पी, पसंद आया, nothing wrong. Okay. Ananda, when you are saying, it is like I am ever at that state, irrespective of anything. That is why this is called Swarupa Lakshanam of Brahman. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Satchit Ananda. That is Brahma Swarupam. Swarupa Lakshanam of Brahma or Atma is Ananda. Okay, and hence using this word Ananda from Brahma Swarupa or Atma Swarupa Lakshanam to my state of mind is just trying to tell that I actually cannot express how that limited happiness I am. That limited happiness is at the brim. To give that expression, we use the same word Ananda in Vyavahara. Are you able to get this? Are we able to get this? Hope you all are with me. Is it too confusing? बहुत ड्राई सब्जेक्ट है ना, आनंदमय कोश वैसा ही है, खुद को भी नहीं समझ में आया, दूसरे को भी नहीं समझ में आया, लेकिन एक क्लास पूरा लेना है, इसलिए आनंदमय कोश है. ओके, दिस आनंदमय कोश irrespective of your knowledge, irrespective of your emotions, irrespective of your state of health, when it is expressed out, then it is running through that Anandamaya emotion. Okay. For example, love towards yourself. Tell me at which time you hate yourself. You may say, you may tell 4 people, I hate myself. But that is just to fool everyone. Tell me genuinely, is there a time when you hate yourself? I hate my left hand compared to my right hand. Never possible. So, my expression about myself is Anand. Okay. Hence, Anandamaya Kosha is defined as Prajnana Ghana. How is Anandamaya Kosha defined in Tattva-bodha?
एवमेव कारणशरीरभूतं विद्यास्तमलिङ्गसत्त्वं क्रियानिवृत्तिसहितं.
Slowly. Every word we will see now. Evameva
कारणशरीरभूतं.
first. Evameva Karana Sharira. That is the Karana Sharira. Now tell me, where is likes and dislikes sitting? Where is likes and dislikes actually sitting? It is in Karana Sharira. Not samskara, it is so many janmas together, these likes and dislikes are sitting in the Karana Sharira, which is expressed in Manomaya Kosha as I like it, I dislike it. But it is coming from the Karana Sharira. It is sitting in the Karana Sharira. If I tell it that I am sitting in the class, can I say I am the class? That means class is something which is more than me, which includes me. I am a subset of that class. I may not know the class, but if I say I am sitting in the class, I am one part of this class. So if likes and dislikes are sitting in Anandamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha has to be bigger than likes and dislikes. Or Anandamaya Kosha equal to Karana Shariram should be more than just likes and dislikes. Yes or no? What all are there in Karana Sharira? Where are your karma phalas sitting? Sanchita where is sitting? Where it is sitting? समझ में आ रहा है? वो भी उधर ही बैठा है. ये सबको साथ में पकड़ के कारण शरीर में हो. ये कारण शरीरम इक्वल टू आनंदमय कोश है. ठीक है? ये आनंदमय कोश ने एक अपना it removes one of the component, brings it to the manomaya kosha, which reflects the object, and that happiness is felt by the manomaya kosha. नहीं समझ में पता. लड्डू बाहर से आया, आनंदमय कोशा से आई लाइक लड्डू आया. So when it comes to the mind, from here the laddu has come. Mind says, I like laddu coming from the Anandamaya Kosha, and then it reflects that laddu is good. I want. The happiness did not come from laddu. The happiness was not there at all. What came? Laddu came. Picture of laddu came. Then what came? My likes and dislikes, where I like laddu as a component, came here. When these two came and I have gotten access to this laddu and it has touched my mouth, then something got generated which is called happiness. So that happiness is a reflection, my own reflection of Anandamaya Kosha sitting on the Manomaya Kosha and reflecting through this laddu back to me. And I say, I am happy. Where did the happiness come from? Me. What reflected it? Laddu. Who felt happy? I. सोचने वाली बात है. If I give you something, you are happy, I understand. I got things from inside only, and I myself said that I am happy, and that experience of happiness I put it in the Anandamaya Kosha. कितना मजा है देखो. तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणः पक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरः पक्षः. These are the components how Anandamaya Kosha reflects itself in the Manas through the Manomaya Kosha and says, I have grades of happiness. Priya Vritti, Moda Vritti, Pramoda Vritti. If you remember the Onion Uttapa, Priya Vritti, where did it come? I got attracted because I like Onion Uttapa. From the smell I got attracted, went it. Priya Vritti came from my Anandamaya Kosha to Manomaya Kosha and attracted me to go in. When that Sparshana, first is Darshana, then before that is Manana, first it is in thought, then Darshana, then I see it, Darshana Sukham. Priya Vritti is Manana Sukham. Moda Vritti is Darshana Sukham. Onion Uttapa table pe aa gaya. Now I know there is hardly any small time difference which is going to be in between me and my happiness. Me and my happiness. Where is this happiness coming from? Karana Sharira, having my likes and dislikes, pushing it into my Manomaya Kosha. Manomaya Kosha, see from here this Onion Uttapa's picture coming into Manomaya Kosha. These two are very closely available. I have already seen it, it is on my table. Now no one can remove it from me. And that high level of happiness is called Modaha. That is why वो टाइम पे अगर किसी का हाथ लग के वो प्लेट नीचे गिरा, अगर वो वेटर लाते टाइम नीचे गिरा तुमको उतना दुख नहीं होता. लेकिन आपका टेबल पे आपका ऊपर या समझो कोई ना कोई ऐसा पानी का ग्लास गिरा के पानी गिर गया उस पे, see the intensity of anger because your modaha is now broken rather than priyaha. Are you able to see this? That is how that Anandamaya Kosha is to be expanded, because Anandamaya Kosha, where it is sitting in Karana Shariram. Karana Shariram not known to me, not known to anyone. Then how am I going to explain that? Only by reflecting it through Manomaya Kosha as Priya Vritti, Moda Vritti, Pramoda Vritti. Why? That happiness which is that temporary highest of the happiness, when you say that multifold without the object is what is Ananda. To tell that Anandamaya Kosha is important. Are you able to get this? Sukshmadaram, I have no other answer but to explain it this way. If you understand, my good luck. If you didn't understand, your good luck. What else can I tell you? The topic is subtle. The topic is subtle. Better luck next time you will understand it. We'll stop it today. We'll again touch the Anandamaya Kosha. Think about it. If you keep in mind, Anandamaya Kosha is deep in and has got the biggest pervasion. We all interact and transcend through Anandamaya Kosha because that is where our likes and dislikes are sitting. That likes and dislikes can only exhibit through my Manomaya Kosha, and Manomaya Kosha exhibits it and reflects it when an object or an information comes from outside and then it starts thinking and all this are coming at Manomaya Kosha. But that being a small jhalak, if you multiply it million times, that is what is sitting in Anandamaya Kosha, and that is what we have to understand. Because there is no other way to understand. If you say understand Brahman, we will say look at one lamp and see how much glow it is giving. Imagine millions of Surya sitting together, how much of brightness will be there, that is Brahman. Like that, to understand Anandamaya Kosha, we have to bring it to Manomaya. Priya Vritti, Moda Vritti, Pramoda Vritti is the only way to express it. Other than that, there are no words. Because as much as you can talk good, you can also talk of dislike, Grina Vritti, or I hate the person, I can't stand the person, I can sit the person. All this is what again coming from Anandamaya Kosha. Hatred coming from that only. Because it has got nothing to do with Manomaya Kosha, it has got nothing to do with Vijnanamaya Kosha. It is so deep rooted. None of the logic will work with you. Suppose you have made up your mind, and even if that person comes and completely shows that I am different, it doesn't change because it is so deep rooted that even your Vijnana, the knowledge, new information is not able to erase that old. It is etched inside, embossed inside, better. Are we understanding? That is what we are referring to. All deep better. And hence its purgation is very much. We'll touch upon this and then again go back to our shloka, Shanai Shanai. Then comes, why did we use the Panchakosha Viveka to go to Shanai Shanai? Practical application should be there, na? Correct? Then we can connect to this particular shloka and then Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. If there are any more doubts on this, feel free to ask next time. I will try my best to explain with limited knowledge what I have. Okay. Dhanyavada.